Hey folks, thanks so much for joining me here on Wave Now. I'm Myra Ansari. We are going live to Governor Beshear, where he's holding his Team Kentucky update to let us know how things are going in Kentucky with the winter weather we've had.
Coming days. I'm happy to report that we still do not have any reports of significant injuries or loss of life related to this storm. That's really great news because 8+ inches of snow and most especially a half an inch of ice is very dangerous. So Kentucky, thank you for hearing the warnings. Thank you for listening to your news and your meteorologists. Thank you for taking care of each other, and especially yesterday and the day before. Thank you for staying home. Because of that, at least our main roads, our interstates, are in pretty good shape today. We do, however, still have slick roads, and we have multiple reports of motor vehicle and traffic related incidents, so slow down. Most people out there are giving extra time, going much slower than they normally will. But just remember, one person going too fast, being too aggressive, can end up causing damage to multiple cars and or back up the roads that we have out there. The icy conditions, we're now mainly dealing with side roads, but most importantly, power outages. We could put up the most recent map, the most recent count of power outages throughout the state is right here. It's about 31,575, but that's going up and down. It was about 29,000 an hour ago. We've got two different things going on. Number one, we still have a lot of weight on tree limbs that may be bringing power lines down and or power lines themselves that iced over. The other thing that can be going on that makes this number go up and down is sometimes the utility has to turn off power to a certain part of their grid to safely repair different lines and get them back up. What we have seen is this go down significantly from where we started. The crews are out there working really hard. We're going to watch, especially today, as we get into the evening and it's about to get really cold, where we are on these numbers. We currently have 208 warming centers around the state that are open or are on standby. Specifically, warming centers are open in counties with more than 1,000 outages, which at last report included Henderson, Johnson, Morgan, and Spencer counties. We've put up where those warming stations are just because we need the news, especially for those counties, to get out and to reach individuals that I'd say by midday to evening, if you don't have power, you really need to be looking at whether or not you need to go to the warming center. You certainly need to know where it is. And for people in these counties that have medical devices that require power, please know where your warming center is and go there if needed. Kentuckians, let's remember to continue looking out after our neighbors and our family members. If you have power and a family member doesn't, and they have a medical device that needs power, invite them over. Help them out until power gets up. I think at the worst case scenario, we're looking at several days in some areas, though I think we'll have a lot more power back up tonight. A map of warming centers across the state has been posted by KYEM on their website, kyem.ky.gov. People are encouraged to contact their local emergency management agency prior to arrival if possible. If you do lose power and you can't get to a warming center or other warm places, close blinds and rooms and block cracks under doors with towels to conserve heat, wear layers, and make sure you eat and drink to keep your energy up. Be careful with heat sources. Remember, generator safety is incredibly important. We've already had one fire, and in the past, in events like this, we've seen carbon monoxide poisoning. It needs to be outside your home at least 20 feet. You need to make sure you have an extension cord that is rated for outside use, and make sure that you don't try to use your oven, your stove, to heat your home. And if you're using open flames, be very careful about where it is, especially those Christmas trees that have dried out over time could be problematic. Now, we're mainly worried about those power outages because it's about to get really cold. We're expecting single digit temperatures, if we could put that slide up. with sub-zero wind chills stretching from Paducah to Ashland. Temperatures are expected to plunge below freezing today and be especially bitter Thursday and Friday mornings. If you look through there, this is just the temperature without some of the wind chills in it. And look how cold it is in Louisville, for instance, where we reached 3 degrees, and in E-Town, along with Lexington, Somerset, 8 degrees. Thursday morning at 6 a.m. So know that we have at least 2 days of frigid temperatures coming. We need you to be careful to make sure that we make it through these couple of days and that everybody gets through it safely. Later in the week, we're also expecting another blast of wintry weather, though the forecast has gotten better. This is the current forecast, though it's changing a lot from day to day about what we could see on Friday. It would actually start Friday morning, they think, right now in Western Kentucky, and go through Friday night as it moves across the state. Here is the good news. Right now, ice is not expected. This would be a snow event. The question is how much snow. So the National Weather Service, that does an amazing job and are really a critical part of our emergency response, they've got a high degree of confidence that there will be snow, but how much snow is still pretty questionable. So as always, in these conditions, motorists need to watch for freezing conditions that could block roadways, that could cause black ice, and everyone needs to be aware of the danger of down power lines. Always assume that they are live. Finally, our Division of Water has also reported some limited disruption to water and wastewater systems. Most of these are due to power outages. We're running a number of them on generators. As the power gets back up, it's going to solve most of those issues, though we do have a significant wastewater issue in Lyon County, especially in Eddyville, that we're working on right now. Our Division of Forestry has teams working to clear roads in Magoffin County. But in the end, let's all be good Samaritans and check on especially our older relatives and neighbors. People who cannot reach their 911 dispatch line can call the 24-hour state warning point hotline at 1-800-255-2587. With that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Stack, who is going to give us some more information on our goal to get healthier this year. Remember, a strong workforce is a healthy workforce. Dr. Stack.
Thank you, Governor Beshear, and good afternoon, Team Kentucky, and Happy New Year to you. I hope you're staying warm and safe during this wintry weather that the governor just discussed. So moving on to the Our Healthy Kentucky Home campaign, this month we continue our journey to a healthier Kentucky by promoting clear and attainable goals to achieve better health and wellness, specifically by eating at least 2 servings of fruits or vegetables every day, engaging in at least 30 minutes of exercise at least 3 times a week, and engaging with others to stay socially connected. In addition to these overarching goals, this month we have a special focus on diabetes. Almost 14% of Kentucky adults, that's more than 480,000 people, have diabetes, and another 14% of adults have prediabetes, which increases their risk for becoming diabetic, as well as for cardiovascular disease and even strokes. Sadly, Kentucky also has the 9th highest diabetes-related death rate in the nation. There's good news, though. We can improve this dramatically by incorporating simple and sustainable lifestyle changes into our daily routines. In fact, you can often lower your risk of becoming diabetic, or if you already have diabetes, you can still improve your health and add quality years to your life. Healthy eating helps manage your blood sugar and promotes a better relationship with food. A good meal plan will include foods such as non-starchy vegetables, lean proteins, and higher quality carbohydrates such as fruits and whole grains. Along with diet, regular physical activity is essential to preventing and managing diabetes. When you're active, your cells are more sensitive to insulin and work more effectively to lower your blood sugar. By increasing your activity level, you can significantly decrease your risk of diabetes and its related complications. And it's important to stay connected with others. Social connection can provide emotional encouragement and a sense of accountability which positively impacts diabetes management. Unfortunately, for those who need them, the cost of diabetes medications and supplies can be a significant burden. If you are diabetic and have difficulty affording your medications, the Kentucky Prescription Assistance Program, or KPAP, may be able to help. KPAP helps qualifying individuals identify sources of free and low-cost medications. If you or someone you know needs assistance, call the KPAP hotline listed here or visit the Our Healthy Kentucky Home website at ourhealthykyhome.ky.gov to learn more. Every year, we save tens of millions of dollars for Kentuckians through this program, folks. So this is really important if you're in need of help. And then I'd like you also to remember that this is a year-long journey. It's about taking relatively small steps and making them a regular part of our lives by taking a thoughtful and gradual approach. In doing so, we can build a solid and sustainable foundation that will result in better health and wellness. To learn more about healthy habits, diabetes, and diabetes prevention, be sure to visit the Our Healthy Kentucky Home website at ourhealthykyhome.ky.gov. As we begin the new year, please join us as we all work together to ensure that every Kentuckian achieves better health and wellness. And in closing, please remember that open enrollment for a qualified health plan through Connect ends this January 15th. This means we are just 8 days away from the ending and just 8 more days left to enroll. Now, I'm really thrilled to share that as of last week, more than 93,000 Kentuckians have gotten health insurance coverage through Connect. That's well over the nearly 75,000 persons who signed up last year, and a new record in our strongest enrollment since Connect relaunched in November of 2021. I want to thank the governor for his commitment to ensuring that people have access to health care insurance. It is a well-known fact that people without health insurance live sicker and die younger. If you don't have health coverage through an employer, Medicaid, the Kentucky Children's Health Insurance Program, Medicare, or TRICARE, then you can enroll in a plan today at Connect. We have a team of connectors and insurance agents who are here to help at no cost to you. They will guide you through the process of finding quality, affordable health coverage that's best suited for you and your family. If you need assistance, the number and the website are there. Please go to connect.ky.gov or call 1-855-459-6328. So Team Kentucky, please stay warm and safe and continue to follow the governor's guidance here as he tells you how to stay off the roads and take steps that can keep you out of harm's way. Thanks a bunch, and Governor Beshear.
Well, thank you to Dr. Stack. Brittany and I are trying to practice the Healthy Kentucky Home, definitely tracking the fruits and vegetables, as well as trying to get out and walk after dinner with the returns to your health that you can see for that. So we're trying to live it too, and we hope that Kentuckians across our great state are joining us. It's the start of a new year, which means new opportunities for economic growth and momentum in every corner of our Commonwealth. I'm proud to look back at 2024 as yet another successful year of building a better Commonwealth and welcoming more businesses, more visitors, and more families to our new Kentucky home. Last year, we ended up with our 4th best year ever in terms of economic development investment, with $6.9 billion in private sector investment, as well as 9,425 quality full-time jobs announced through economic development. If you add our tourism projects on top of that, those numbers grow to $7.25 billion of investment and over 11,100 jobs, all announced in 2024 alone. This historic economic momentum and prosperity would not be possible without our incredible workforce and all the hardworking folks at the local and state levels who are committed to building a brighter future. I could not be more excited for 2025 and the incredible investment and job opportunities that we will bring to the Commonwealth. To keep this momentum going, I will be speaking at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland later this month. This was a special invitation from the organization, and it gives us a chance to share our success directly with CEOs of the largest companies all around the world. I'll travel with a delegation from Team Kentucky for this important annual event, and on the way, we'll visit with leaders in Spain to promote our new Kentucky home. We'll highlight Kentucky's record economic momentum, our place as a national leader in advanced manufacturing, electric vehicles, and EV batteries, and how the Commonwealth is positioned for success in the future. This trip will provide a chance to connect with growing companies that already operate in Kentucky, as well as to get one-on-one opportunities in front of multinational companies that may have never invested in Kentucky, and a chance to sell everything great about our new Kentucky home directly from myself to that CEO. I am excited to participate in next month's summit and show the world everything that we have to offer. Think about it. We're coming off a year where we're coming off the last 5 years where we've broken every record in the books, from private sector investment to new jobs. We broke our exports record, meaning Kentucky's economy is now global, and we're taking our place on that world stage at the World Economic Forum. Pretty exciting to be invited for us, Kentucky, to have our chance to tell our story on this type of stage. Tomorrow night, I'll also deliver my 5th State of the Commonwealth address. I'll leave the details for tomorrow, but I'm going to speak about the incredible progress we've made last year and across now the 5 years of my administration, as well as the road ahead. I'll talk about how, with all this momentum, now is the right time to reintroduce ourselves, to leave the stereotypes of the past in the past, and welcome the world to our new Kentucky home, where the pace of business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Tomorrow night is also my administration's opportunity to lay out our vision for building on amazing success that we've had and ensuring we embrace this moment, where we don't let politics or the national noise trip us up, but we continue to deliver for our people, to create great new jobs, to ensure that neighbors are still talking to neighbors, and that we recognize that the most important things to people aren't the outrage of the day in Washington, D.C., but good jobs, accessible health care, safe roads and bridges, good public schools, and safe communities where people aren't just safe, but feel safe. When we push out all that national toxicity, what we can do is truly focus and deliver for our people in real ways that improve their lives. I'll deliver the address at 7 p.m. in the House chambers, and it'll be streamed live on KET, as well as my official Facebook and YouTube pages. Today, I'm also pleased to announce more investments in our tourism industry. 2024 was a big year for tourism, and we started by marking a couple of milestones. We announced that 2023 was the best year on record for Kentucky tourism, and I am certain that this year we'll be able to announce that 2024 beat 2023, which beat 2022 as the best year ever for tourism, meaning I believe we will have our best years ever back to back to back. That's pretty exciting. In 2023, tourism brought in $13.8 billion in economic impact and supported more than 95,200 jobs. So those are the numbers that we expect 2024 to exceed. We also celebrated in 2024 a new high for tourism development projects, with 10 new projects expected to generate over $250 million in economic investment and create nearly 1,700 new jobs. So, as we begin this new year, I'm happy to announce more positive developments. Building on our new Kentucky Home Initiative, the state has awarded $2 million in marketing funding to 87 tourism organizations across 80 counties. The funding will touch every region of the Commonwealth. It includes over $574,000 to the Louisville-Lincoln region, which includes Jefferson, Shelby, and Hardin counties. Over $361,000 went to the Bluegrass region, including Fayette, Madison, and Jessamine counties. Over $257,000 went to the Western Waterland region, including Graves, Callaway, and Marshall counties. And that's just a few of those grants. These grants will provide local nonprofit tourism organizations with financial support to promote our new Kentucky home to travelers around the world. They'll showcase what we already know. Our state is a world-class destination filled with one-of-a-kind experiences that once you come and see what we have to offer, you'll want to make this your new Kentucky home. You'll want your business to find a new Kentucky home. We want you to be a part of what makes this state so special. These investments will bring more people here, and we are excited to continue this tourism role that we've been on. Given that, today we are announcing our second winner of the hashtag New KY Home giveaway. If you remember, folks can win a free 2-night stay at a Kentucky State Park by sharing positive photos on social media using the hashtag New Kentucky Home or hashtag New KY Home. I announced the giveaway when I unveiled Team Kentucky's New Kentucky Home initiative. This is a comprehensive marketing effort where we can take everything we love about our home, about Kentucky, and we can unleash that on the world. It's a chance for us to show people not just, what certain things might be like if you moved here, but what life can be like for your family, what your kids could experience. Everything we love about Kentucky, we can all be a part of conveying to the world. Our main goal is to increase economic investment, attract and retain talent, and increase tourism. Today's winner is Daniel Hunt, who shared several great photos of a hike with friends at Ravens Run Nature Sanctuary in Lexington. Daniel, congratulations. Our team will send you a message with details, so be on the lookout. Now, everyone still has a chance to win because we'll be doing a drawing once a month through April of 2025. Make sure to share your photos with the hashtag for a chance to win. Let's keep showing the world how special our state is and all the great things to come and see and experience in Kentucky. All right, now I want to take a moment to acknowledge the life and work of former President Jimmy Carter, who died just over a week ago on December 29th at age 100. The proud son of Plains, Georgia, where he operated the family peanut farm, President Carter's life was marked by his long service to the American people and his deep faith in God. Before becoming the 39th president, Jimmy Carter served in the U.S. Navy as a submarine officer in the mid-1940s to the mid-1950s. Back in Georgia, he served as state senator and governor before becoming the president of the United States. Serving from 1977 to 1981, President Carter led our nation out of the shock and turmoil that followed the end of the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. After his time in office, President Carter continued to work for healthcare, democracy, and global peace. In 2002, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work. I also want to highlight President Carter's long dedication to housing issues and his work with Habitat for Humanity. His work brought him to Kentucky numerous times, and there are still homes in central and eastern Kentucky that are held up by nails that President Carter himself nailed in to provide those families a safe Kentucky home. President Carter led with his faith and values. In addition to his service to America, he is remembered for his long marriage to former First Lady Rosalind Carter. He's remembered as a father and a grandfather and a Sunday school teacher in Plains. I hope all Kentuckians join me in celebrating a truly amazing and a truly good man. We will miss President Carter. Speaking of housing, last week I was at the Housing Development Alliance in Hazard to kick off the new year with some great news for recovery efforts in Eastern Kentucky. In a little over 2 years, we've accomplished so much for the families and communities that were struck by the worst flooding of our lifetime, and we are still focused on the road ahead. Currently, we have 7 high ground sites under construction or completed, including the Skyview community in Perry County, which I visited that day. The other sites are in Letcher County, Floyd County, and Knott County, along with some housing sites we're working on outside of Jackson in Breathitt County. Infrastructure and road work are continuing at the sites with families already moving in to their new Kentucky home at 2 of the high ground communities. Because of all this amazing progress, Friday, I was able to announce that now is the time for flood survivors to apply for support to get their new Kentucky home. Since Friday, 40 new applications have been filed, but we want to see more. If you or someone you know were affected by the 2021 or 2022 floods, please visit housingcan'twait.org. There, survivors can scroll down to complete a newly launched and easy-to-use interest form. The form collects basic information and then sends it to FAHI disaster resilience teams for evaluation. Once the information is reviewed, a team member will reach out to you and walk through the next steps of the process. We're inviting people, organizations, and the media to do more to encourage those in Eastern Kentucky affected by the floods to visit housingcan'twait.org and complete this interest form. And if we could go back to the video we were showing, I got to go up and see Skyview, and a lot of work has been done since. You know, on the far end is where the access road comes in. It's incredible. The first houses will be built up on this very top. The part closer to me is a little bit below that top elevation. They're already building roads down there where more houses will go. We're going to have over 100 homes, or nearly 100 homes at Skyview just built through this program. It's really exciting. We're going to see homes built this year. So, you know, a lot of work's gone in. That access road was really significant. Now the subdivision roads, water and sewer being built all the way up to it. This is a little bit more of what it looked like that day with some pretty high wind, but really exciting to see all the work that's been done. We're going to make sure that flood victims have a safe place to live where they don't have to worry about the next rain, and where we address housing shortages in Eastern Kentucky and do everything we can to turn around the depopulation of Eastern Kentucky. All right. Since taking office, my administration has also been committed to providing access to health care and creating safer communities for Kentucky. One of our priorities in this administration was getting medical cannabis done. In March of 2023, I signed Senate Bill 47 into law, which legalized medical cannabis starting January 1 of this year. We set a launch date to open medical cannabis card applications for Kentuckians on that same day. Today, I'm pleased to announce that at 12:01 a.m. on January 1st of this year, the Office of Medical Cannabis launched the portal for patient card applications. To apply, Kentuckians first need to obtain an electronic written certification from an authorized practitioner. Once they've received their certification, they can submit an application and, if approved, receive their digital registry card. If you need to see a practitioner to receive a certification, if we can go to the first slide, click the Find a Practitioner tab on the front page of the website, and then search the directory by city, county, zip code, or practitioner specialty. That is on the front page of the Kentucky Medical Cannabis website. Let's go to the map of practitioners if we can. All right. There are currently over 267 authorized registered practitioners in the Commonwealth, located in 68 counties across Kentucky. We continue to have more signing up. We expect this map to grow even further. Let's go to the written certifications. Since December 1st, 2024, over 3,359 Kentuckians have seen one of those practitioners and received their electronic written certification. Since January 1st, individuals that have one of these certifications, one of these 3,300 plus certifications, can now go to the office website. Again, that's kymedcan.ky.gov. Again, they can click the Apply for a Card tab on the front page, and then click the Patient and Caregiver Registration Portal, and there they can apply for their card. On January 1st, 2025, the first day, over 170 Kentuckians applied for the medical cannabis card. And as of yesterday, 760 applications for the card have been received. Under Kentucky law, the Office of Medical Cannabis has 30 days to review each of those applications. Website, again, that's kymedcan.ky.gov. Again, they can click the Apply for a Card, an authorized practitioner. Once they've received their certification, they can submit an application and, if approved, receive their digital registry card. If you need to see a practitioner to receive a certification, if we can go to the first slide, click the Find a Practitioner tab on the front page of the website, and then search the directory by city, county, zip code, or practitioner specialty. That is on the front page of the Kentucky Medical Cannabis website. Let's go to the map of practitioners if we can. All right. There are currently over 267 authorized registered practitioners in the Commonwealth located in 68 counties across Kentucky. We continue to have more signing up. We expect this map to grow even further. Let's go to the written certifications. Since December 1st, 2024, over 3,359 Kentuckians have seen one of those practitioners and received their electronic written certification. Since January 1st, individuals that have one of these certifications, one of these 3,300 plus certifications, can now go to the office website. Again, that's kymedcan.ky.gov. Again, they can click the Apply for a Card tab on the front page, and then click the Patient and Caregiver Registration Portal, and there they can apply for their card. On January 1st, 2025, the first day, over 170 Kentuckians applied for the medical cannabis card. And as of yesterday, 760 applications for the card have been received. Under Kentucky law, the Office of Medical Cannabis has 30 days to review each of those applications. Those applications submitted are currently under review. And finally, let's show the call center. Actually, we've got a couple more. The program's also launched a hotline for Kentuckians needing assistance while applying for a card. So if going through the website is a challenge, make sure you call 833-727-2828. And if you need more information, or if someone you know is interested in learning more, the Office of Medical Cannabis will be holding monthly webinars for Kentucky patients. This is pretty amazing. Nearly 5,000 Kentuckians have signed up for the first webinar being held next Wednesday, January 15th. So please visit kymedcan.ky.gov and register for one of the available webinars to learn more about the program. And finally, our team, Kentucky Allstars, should be no surprise. It is everybody that have helped respond to Winter Storm Blair. It's our road crews, both on the state level and on the local level, that have done a phenomenal job. It's everyone in emergency management that planned for days for this and have gotten those warming centers set up. It's all of our first responders and our National Guard that have been out helping stranded motorists. I think on that first day, we had over 230 stranded motorists. Remember, we've gotten this far without serious injuries or any deaths. We want to continue to be careful to make sure we get through this storm with everybody still with us. But what a great response on all levels from across the state. Let me add utility workers to those Team Kentucky All-Stars, because they've been out there even with the wind gusts that can be dangerous and have restored a whole lot of power, and I know are working really hard to get the job done. So to everybody who helped out and everybody who chipped in, congratulations. You are our Team Kentucky All-Stars. All right, with that, I think we have two journalists today, one here and one on the line. We'll start with Josh James, who's with us in studio.
I know I'm no Tom.
He's on the line.
Oh, okay. Well, hi, Tom. I had a couple going into the session, which is getting started as we speak. Are there any particular priorities that have been laid out by Republican leadership that you are particularly focused on, concerned about, headed into the session? And then as far as medical marijuana, any hiccups in that process, and where are we at on supply at this point versus the demand that you expect?
So for medical marijuana, everything is moving forward. The cultivators that have selected, most of them have selected their final address, where they're going to grow, and are getting that process started. Our labs are certainly getting up and running. Now that we know each of the groups that will run dispensaries, they are finalizing their locations. Remember, there can only be one in certain areas in a county, and so the others are now selecting other counties. So it is really moving. What I'm seeing is a desire by everyone to move the process as quickly as we can to get supply on the shelves. And until then, the executive order allowing people to travel out of state, purchase legal medical marijuana if they have one of the conditions in the executive order, and bring it back in without fear of prosecution will remain in place. On the session that's starting, we've had some good discussions with both leadership in the House and in the Senate on a number of different topics. They range from different areas that didn't get through in the last session, some facilities we need in DJJ, whether we can unlock the funding for I-69 from the last budget. So a lot of it is carryover right now. I know they're very interested in another income tax reduction. I think we can handle one more income tax reduction, especially with our economy booming. We'll see on some of the other issues. I think a lot of it depends on what their approach is. You know, there's a big difference in how they could go about certain issues, and I at least want to read and see what some of those approaches can be before offering a position. My hope is that we can work together in a short session to get some things done, to push affordable housing forward, or at least set the stage for the next budget session where we can do some really important things. Universal pre-K in 2026, I think, will be the key issue and the key need for funding that'll determine how we move forward as a Commonwealth. When Cincinnati is doing it and Northern Kentucky's at a competitive disadvantage, when Georgia's doing it and they're trying to recruit companies that we're talking to. All right, and then on the line, we've got Tom Latek, the Dean.
Thank you, Governor. Hi, Josh. Is Dr. Stack still around?
He is not. He had an important meeting.
Okay, all right. So then let me ask you, when do you expect the 2024 tourism numbers to be released that you were speaking of earlier?
I think we will have them in the end of the first to the second quarter. We announced them a little bit later last year, but I have no doubts that 2024 will be the best year in history for tourism. Part of that is because we've been growing every year. But remember, we also had the PGA Championship this year that was a phenomenal success, as well as a number of other events. But all across the board, in just about every part of Kentucky, we're seeing our visitor numbers significantly increase. I'd also say we saw our population increase in the newest numbers that came in. And while most of the country's population increased, you know, that's really 2 straight years and sets of numbers that show increases. Some of our surrounding states not this one, but in the last set of numbers that had come out, it actually decreased some. So one thing that we'll be talking about moving forward is also a talent attraction program. A lot of other states are doing that, where you can be very targeted, where you go out to other states or other cities and talk about different job openings and what's going on in our new Kentucky home. That's something that we pushed in the last session, didn't get through, but something our regional chambers especially are interested in. All right, 36 minutes for this Team Kentucky update. We will see you next week. Thanks.
All right, folks, thanks so much for staying with me. The governor talked about a lot of things, but I think the main thing to take away from today's press conference is, of course, having to deal with the weather. We've got 31,575 people, around that number, who are without power in Kentucky. And the issue is, although it's not snowing at the moment, it is extremely cold. We're going to get down to some single digits. So the goal is to get that power back on. If you do not have power over the next few days, folks need to find a warming center to go to, maybe family or friends who do have electricity, to kind of get some place to warm up right now. So thanks so much for staying with us. The mayor of Louisville is doing an update for us at 2 o'clock today. We should also get some more information about what the status is with area schools, hopefully going on as well. So thanks so much for staying with me. And of course, if you want the latest forecast, just tune in to Wave News or join us here on social media and on our website, wave3.com. Have a great day.